Hi, today I would like to present how to uninstall k3s and then how to install it properly. And after that, I will also present information how to uninstall traefik. And this will be everything about this for today. And in a next tutorial, I will present you how to work with pods. And at the end, I will also present a separate video about Nginx ingress controller, and you will be able to understand how everything is up and running with this configuration. So let's switch to the command line. So first of all, we are learning how to uninstall the k3s. So we have something like status sudo systemctl status k3s. So, and it's up and running. Lovely. So we want to disable it and we want to get rid of this from our system. So we are going to switch to root user, cd usr local bin, and here we have two files, k3s-killall.sh and k3s-uninstall.sh. So first of all, we are killing everything. So k3s dash kill all. Lovely. And one more try, k3s, but this time dash uninstall, and it's removed. Excellent. Going back, and now 1.5 couldn't not be found. So the k3s service doesn't exist anymore. Excellent. So what is the next thing and how to install properly the k3s? So you need to understand a few things. First of all, you need to understand how to properly install the k3s using the right kubeconfig mode. So I will just copy the command because it will be much faster, and I'm going to explain this, what is going on here. So first of all, you need to understand that kubeconfig file is a file that contains information about how to connect to a Kubernetes cluster. It can specify the cluster name, server address, certificate authority, client certificate, client key, and other options. The kubeconfig file is used by the kubectl command line tool to communicate with the cluster API server. The kubeconfig file permissions are set to 644 or more restrictive to ensure that only the owner of the file can read and write to it, and that the other users can only read it, or even they cannot read it. This prevents unauthorized users from modifying the file and potentially compromising the cluster security. The permission 644 means that the owner has read and write permissions, number 6. The group has read permissions, number 4, and others have read permission, number 4. 6, 4, 4. Owner, group, and others. Excellent. So we are installing it this way. And then I will present how to check the kubeconfig file permission, and it will how we can actually check how it is set. Of course, we can use the ls command, but there is also a command stat, and I'm going to use it in a moment to present you how to do it. But first of all, it's good to look for the kubeconfig file. So sudo find iname, and we are looking for kubeconfig file. So start dot, so means take everything what before the dot kubeconfig, and it doesn't matter what name it has, it should display the information. And you can see kube proxy, kubeconfig, kubelet dot kubeconfig. So it is looking for files with kubeconfig extension. Excellent. So we have it. So now we will use the command stat-c%a display, for example, kubelet config, the first one. And we can see, okay, permission denied, so sudo. And you can see 600. And if you want to check everything, you can check those files one by one, but we will check the last one, and I assure you that every kubeconfig file has permission 600. It means that the output of this command shows the kubeconfig file permissions in octal format. So 600 in this case. And this way you can verify that the permissions are 600 or they are restrictive or 644, meaning that the first digit is 6 and the second and the third digits are 0 or eventually 4 or lower. And this way you can check the permissions, and of course you can change the file permissions using hmode command, so with the numerical mode, and so you can use sudo hmode this way 644 and path to the file, or eventually you can use the symbolic modes, so user equals rw, for example, group equals read and others equals read, and path to the file this way, right? U equals rw, g equals r, o equals r, so user, group, and others. Excellent. So I hope these explanations helped you understand how to set and check the kubeconfig file permissions. Lovely. So now we have the Kubernetes k3s installed. So sudo systemctl status and the k3s service, and it's up and running. Excellent. So you can see the output. And of course, it's good to understand that I was presenting in the previous video that we have 2 lines added. So cat boot to the cmdline.txt, those 2 entries, cgroup underscore memory equals 1 and cgroup underscore enable equals memory. So those 2 had to be added to this line in the cmdline.txt file. And after that, you need to reboot the site. I already presented it, so because it is added, so it is up and running. So now the k3s is running, and we check the status, so we can check the node. So kubectl get the node, and ready. CM4 is ready. So we are going to check pods. So get, but instead node we are using pod -a, and we have all the pods are running. Excellent. And here we can see there is an information ham install traefik crd. We can get rid of traefik. So first of all, you need to understand what the traefik is. So I would like to explain this. What is traefik? It's traefik. It's a modern HTTP reverse proxy and load balancer, and that makes deploying microservices easy. Traefik integrates with your existing infrastructure components like Docker, Swarm, Kubernetes, Marathon, Console, etcd, Ranger, Amazon, ECS, and yeah. And it configures itself automatically and dynamically. Finding traffic at your thread structure should be the only configuration step you need. And there is a problem. Yeah, it seems pretty cool and fully automated, but sometimes in the real world, business decision make with assumptions drive these adoptions, like sponsorship, internal product adoption, internal testing in my case, was already working like that, and how much effort for change, estimations, etc. Doesn't matter. You have to disable the traefik. So you can, of course, install the Kubernetes with proper command to get rid of this. So I will try to explain it. If you will do the installation like I was doing it like this, but it was I'm trying to understand. So we have something like this: URL, SFL, blah blah blah. And here you can use something like install and like the k3s exec equals something like this. And here you can provide something like the label equals traefik this way, and it should work. And we can try to do this. So this is the first option, and I will also present you how to do this. But for now, we will break it. I will copy this command to the notepad, and what we are going to do now, we want to just get rid the traefik because we installed it. So how to actually do this? First of all, you need to use this command, and I already copied it, and kubectl-n cube-system delete home.cattle.io traffic. So you can see traffic is deleted. And after that, you need to stop the k3s service. So sudo systemctl stop the k3s. And then you need to edit the k3s file, a service file. So sudo vim, and it will be etc system d system and k3s. Here we go, service. And here below the server, you have to not this way, below the server. Okay, quit it. Right, and below the server, yeah. Excellent. And here we need to disable the traffic, so it will be disable equals, and now traefik like that. It should work like this way. And if I understand it correctly, so disable the traffic. We'll try to, yeah, something like this. Disable equals traffic. That's right. Yeah, and it should work. So we will try to save it now. Then sudo system daemon reload, and then start the k3s. And no, before we will start the k3s, we need to delete one thing. We need to delete the traffic YAML. So we are going to see and sudo find something like this, iname, and it will be traffic.yam. And we are looking for this YAM file, and it's here. So just a sudo, of course, rm, and I will just copy this file. Okay. And now it shouldn't be. Lovely. There is no file anymore. And now we can try to start the k3s, and we will see if it's up and running correctly or not. It should be. Okay. So it is up and running correctly. Lovely. That is something that is good to understand. and we can try this. Okay, so we are going to check the status now, the k3s service, and it is up and running and no traffic is working. So we will still use kubectl, and you can see helm delete and is completed. Good. So we deleted the traffic, and this is something that is good to understand how we can get rid of this from our working system and how we can remove it. But what if we know that we do not need the traffic and we shouldn't install? So one more time, I will go to remove the service. So sudo icdusr local bin and kill all. So k3s kill all. Okay, and then uninstall, removed. Okay, as root, of course, it's something like that. And now we will just try to install it this way. So curl and pipe install k3s exec disable traffic, and like that. And we will see will it work or not. It should, but it's worth to check. Can we install k3s without the traffic? Starting k3s, and it should start in a moment. The thunder is coming. Yeah. Okay. So it started. And now, if we will check k3s, and you can see it's working correctly. So then kubectl get node, get ready, and get pop a. And now only local path, core DNS, and metric server are running. Excellent. And running. Now containers were created, and now everything is up and running as expected. Lovely. So there is no problem with this, and we can install easily the configuration. We can install easily the k3s without traffic, and this way we will be able to then create ports and use nginx as an ingress controller instead of the traffic. So this is something that is worth to mention, that I will present in the future video how to use nginx as a proxy, actually, as a Kubernetes ingress controller, but it is more complex. So we will focus on this step by step. I will present and explain everything, how to make it work. And at the end, when the nginx will be working as expected, we will then install clients. It's of course optional, but we want to use it. We will see how to install the Samba and how to use a Portainer and why to use Portainer. And this is something that I'm going to present, because the final solution is to actually provide you the information how to create a NAS on a CM4 IO board or Raspberry Pi. because there is a problem. There is a problem with OpenMediaVault. Just I'll try to explain it. We have, for example, Debian, right? And OpenMediaVault is Debian-based solution. So there is a problem that every time when the Debian release is changing, there is really huge problem with OpenMediaVault, and it can break the configuration. So not very convenient. Of course, there are workarounds, and yeah, we can work with this and we can solve our problems. But this is not the case. Our case is to learn Kubernetes. In this actually case, k3s, and learn how it is working and create an environment that you will be able to deploy within, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, or even less, without any problem. So every time when there will be some kind of problem, you will be able to get back everything to work without any actually issues. And working k3s in this case is a very good option, just to work efficiently with pods and to have a solid rock stable NAS in our environment. Of course, yeah, there is a problem with the hardware, just because we are using PCI Express adapter that is a PCI 1, not a PCI 4. Yeah, speed is lower, and I'm sure that there's a problem with this, but this is not the case. We are not talking about the speed. We are talking about having a possibility to have a NAS in our environment using a PCI Express in this case, because when I'm using a CM4 IO board, I have a PCI Express port, so I can use adapter. And in case of a Raspberry Pi, to be honest, I have no idea is it possible to make it work with NVMe. I have seen something like some kind of hard source solution that allows you to connect NVMe drive to Raspberry Pi, but I'm not sure what about the speed. But yeah, so you can use actually SSD drive, and you have possibility to make it work. You have a NAS using a Raspberry Pi or a CM4 IO board. Probably it will also work in, I don't know, maybe Banana Pi or Orange Pi, something like that. I don't know. I didn't test it, and I have no idea is it working there. But I suppose that k3s installation should be similar, because if you are using Debian, it will be working there. So you will be able to deploy environment into the single board, and it should work. So this is something that I would like to mention, and I would like to present in the future. If I will be able to get, for example, Orange Pi, I will show you that it is working correctly or not, because as I mentioned, I don't know that. But the whole environment is then quite easy to deploy, just because, yeah, you spend a lot of time to learn, but after that, you will be able to make it work within 10 minutes or less, and to deploy the environment, voila, and you have working node, and actually in this case pods with Samba share or NFS share. You have a working NAS solution, and it is repeatable, so you can deploy the environment to many different machines. Thank you very much, and have a nice day or night. Take care. Bye.